I hereby declare open this congregation, which is held for the conferment of university degrees and awards. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Welcome to our congregation, which is the ceremony in which we award degrees to our students who are sitting patiently over there. A few specific words of welcome. Our guest of honor, on my right-hand side, His Excellency Datuk Seri Haji Idris Juso, the Minister for Higher Education in Malaysia. And then we're very pleased to have two of our esteemed alumni here with us on the platform. We have Professor Dr. Zaini Ujang, who is the Secretary General for the Ministry of Higher Education. And on my left, Dr. Robert Teo, who is one of our esteemed alumni and will be awarding some prizes later in the ceremony. We have Dr. Terry Prasetyono, who is from the University of Indonesia and is in charge of selecting and supporting the intercalating Masters of Research students who will be graduating later in the ceremony. And I'm delighted to welcome some of our neighbors here in Edu City, the representatives from our sister institutions, the Universities of Southampton, Reading, Marlborough College. Thank you very much for coming. Sunway College, College Mara Banting, and the representatives from the Ministry of Health in Johor. But mostly, I'd like to welcome the students and their families. It's been, for the students and the families, I think, a long road to this venue and to this occasion. So welcome, and I hope you enjoy the ceremony. Just to complete the introductions, my name is Chris Brink. I'm the Vice Chancellor, or as you might call it, the President of Newcastle University. And I'm your presiding officer, so I will be awarding the degrees to the students. And we have with me here as officers of the university, we have our acting registrar, who's Ms. Liz Smith over there, and the reader and CEO of NewMed Malaysia, the inimitable Professor Reg Jordan. And later, when the students do their oath as new doctors, that will be presided over by Dr. Steve Jones, who's over there on the platform. So a few words from me before I introduce our guest of honor and main speaker today. This is our second graduation ceremony. It'll be the last cohort of students who actually started their studies in Newcastle because this campus wasn't finished yet. And as of next year, students who graduate will actually have started here. It's also the first cohort of the intercalating students who will be graduating here. So we feel we have crossed a threshold and we are now very well integrated into the ecosystem of higher education in Malaysia. And we're grateful to Malaysia, to the ministry, for allowing us to be the anchor tenant here at Edu City. I have to say, we value our presence here very highly, and the reason for that hangs together with the way we see the university, our conception of what the university's role is on the international terrain and in society. So just in case you missed it, I can see, if you see the banners that we have outside, we position Newcastle as a world-class civic university. And I want to explain that a bit. The world-class idea is, of course, the notion of academic excellence. And we strive to be academics whose work can bear comparison with the best done anywhere in the world. And many universities, most universities, will have that ambition. But we also strive to be a civic university, and that means a close interaction with civil society. Earlier the Minister and I were talking about our role, for example, in the city of Newcastle, where the university works very closely with the city on urban regeneration and on what makes a sustainable city for the future. So we at Newcastle, we have structured our work around two key questions. When we talk about our academic work, the first of those key questions is, what is it that we are good at? Which of the many subjects that the university could potentially do, which are the ones, where does our academic excellence lie? But importantly, that question, what are we good at, is matched by a second question, and that second question is, what are we good for? What is the role of the university in society? What contribution do we make to addressing the big challenges facing global society, the challenges nationally, the challenges regionally, and in our city? So our academic work, as you know, it's research and teaching, and both of those are structured around these two key questions: what are we good at, and what are we good for? And as we know, most of the big global challenges are of a global nature. They do not respect national boundaries. They do not respect disciplinary boundaries. Indeed, it seems to me that many of the challenges that facing global society actually are challenges relating to health and well-being, so particularly apropos to our ceremony here today. Those health challenges have no respect for national boundaries, and if there is an outbreak of Ebola in West Africa, then action must be taken in Malaysia and in England and in the United States. If you put on a face mask today in Malaysia or in Singapore, it might be because there's a fire burning in Indonesia. All of these health effects are things that need to be addressed on a global scale. And so, for a university positioning itself as we do, as one with the ambition to address global challenges, it is important that we have a footprint outside of our city, our home city of Newcastle. And that explains our presence here, and that explains why we are delighted to be part of the educational system in Malaysia. So a word to our students who are graduating today. I've spoken about the ethos of the university, but of course really today is about the students and their celebration and their success. All of that for which they and their families have worked so hard, that has now come to fruition. So the big day is here at last, and you will be attaining your degree as a mark of your professionalism and your scholarship. As a graduation message, as a take-home message from today, I would like to give you those same two questions that we ask ourselves at the university. When you've graduated and you go out and you make your mark and build your career, always ask yourself those two questions about your own work. Is it good? And what is it good for? When you work, does your work bear comparison with the best anywhere else? That's the question, is it good? And do you have an idea of what contribution it makes to others? That's the question, what is it good for? But we are confident as academics that you are well prepared for your future careers, and we are proud of you, and we congratulate you, and we wish you well in your careers. Can I say a special word of thanks to the parents and the family and the brothers and sisters and loved ones and spouses for your support for these students. Many of them, it's been a long road. Sometimes it's the support that makes the difference. It's just those tiny little acts of support over the years, and I'm sure your support has been invaluable to the students in their success. And finally, I do want always to say a special word of thanks to those who taught the students, the academics, some of whom are here, On the platform party, the rest are sort of strategically draped around the room. It is, in the end, the interaction between the teacher and the student that makes for success in academic work. It's a proud moment for all of us. It's also a happy moment. Can I say to the new graduates, keep in touch. There is an alumni association. Once you've graduated, you become our ambassadors. We have two of our esteemed ambassadors here already, and who knows, one day you too may be sitting up here on the platform party. So, ladies and gentlemen, just a few words from me then of welcome, and I hope you enjoy the day. Thank you very much. Thank you. It is my great pleasure now to introduce our guest of honor, His Excellency Datu Seri Haji Idris Juso. He is the Minister for Higher Education, and he will address the graduates. Minister.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. It gives me the greatest pleasure to be present today on this auspicious occasion of second congregation held at NUMED for the award of degrees to those graduates successfully completing their university medical studies. First, let me congratulate the graduates. I can see the smiles on your faces. Today marks a culmination of long and challenging period of study, late nights, coffees, if you drink them. Your endeavor has been justly recognized and rewarded by the conferment by Newcastle University of your medical qualifications. I'm sure that your time at medical school has had its ups and downs, its highs and lows, but I'm equally certain that it is a period of your life that you will look back with great pleasure and fondness. You will look back and you smile, the long smile. A period that not only gives you the opportunity to pursue your dream of a career in the noble profession of medicine, but also one which allowed you to grow and mature as a young person. I can assure you that the friendships you have made through your shared experience during your university years are deep and will last throughout your life. I do. I still remember my classmates, my university mates, 35 years ago, or more than that. These are exciting times in your life. Your graduation marks not only the end of your basic medical education, but also the beginning of your career as a young doctor. One moment you are a student. After this, you walk out. The next, you are a house officer. A medical career, like no other, is truly a journey of lifelong learning. But I believe that the education you have received here at NUMED will have prepared you well. You should approach the next phase of the journey with confidence. You have acquired the knowledge, skills, and competencies to serve in the capacity of a pre-registration house officer. Equally, I'm sure that you have been prepared properly to approach your patients with empathy. Again, approach your patients with empathy and the professionalism that they deserve. While your success has far been down to your own hard work, I'm sure that you would agree that you could not have succeeded without the support of others. Perhaps the graduates would wish to join me in thanking them, the teachers who are here, who have been working very hard to make sure that you are successful today, who have facilitated your learning, and your parents, no doubt, your family, who, through their love for you, have offered sacrifice to provide you with your education. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Probably this is for your teacher, another round of applause for your parents. Today also marks another milestone for Newcastle University and its Malaysian campus, NUMAT. Newcastle University has seized successfully the great opportunity offered to them in 2008 when my predecessor, Datuk Sri Mustafa Muhammad, to establish an international campus for medicine and biomedical science here in Iskandar, Malaysia. Newcastle, permanent, magnificent, purpose-built campus, I was being told. You're working on the campus, you're chatting where the schools are, what kind of green that you would have in the campus, your Newcastle structure that you need to have. Where you are today was opened in 2011. And I'm glad also that my Secretary General, Dr. Sri Zainul Ujang, is from Newcastle. And not only that, my special officer, Dr. Hafiz, is also from Newcastle. Where are you? I'm surrounded by Newcastleian. Kind of put it rightfully. But this Newcastle is not Kota Baru to the Malaysians. Over the 4 short years, since then, the student numbers has grown from 60 to a total enrollment of 600. And the staff complement has increased from the original pioneer group of 8 in 2010 to 125 today. I believe this already spectacular growth trajectory is set to continue for some years to come. Also, it's fair to say that Newcastle has succeeded in achieving its primary purpose in providing transnational access to affordable, world-class UK medical education for the broad range of Malaysians and international students here in Malaysia. For Malaysia, the endeavors of NUMAT contribute also to meeting our nation's human capital needs and achieving our aim of becoming an international higher education hub. Also, take your opportunity of perhaps going over to Newcastle and see how you develop, how you redesign, how you re-engineer the present Newcastle. Probably I can do the same for Terengganu, with probably another university over there. The partnership between Newcastle and my ministry represents a very clear example of Malaysia-UK partnership in developing international higher education to the benefit of both countries. Medicine and the access to good healthcare is a human right which transcends borders and boundaries. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome here today those who graduates from Indonesia who have completed their intercalated clinical research degree in Newcastle. Welcome the Indonesians. Selamat pagi, selamat datang. Bukan ibu-ibu ini, belum orang pelajar lagi ni. Selamat datang graduan-graduan sekalian. Okay. I'm trying to find the right word for it. I congratulate Newcastle University for its international vision, which resonates with the aspirations of both Malaysia in the wider association of Southeast Asian nation or ASEAN, and accords well with our recently launched Malaysia Higher Education Blueprint. Finally, I would like to return to my original comments and remind us that today is primarily for you, the graduates. You can be sure that you will not forget Newman, and I'm certain that Newman in Newcastle will not forget you. I wish you all the best of good fortune for the future. Assalamu alaikum.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I certify that the candidates to be presented at this congregation have satisfied all the requirements of this university. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, Professor Reg Jordan prays leave to present candidates who are qualified to proceed to awards in the School of Medical Education.
Professor Jordan.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you candidates to be admitted to the award of Bachelor in the School of Medical Education.
By the authority of the university, I admit these candidates to the awards for which they are now qualified.
The following graduate is presented for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Medical Studies. Nur Fitriani Afika Binti Abu Bakr.
Congratulations and well done. Thank you very much.
The following graduates are presented for the degrees of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Ahmad Farid Wajib bin Abdullah.
Congratulations. Well done.
Daniel Fu bin Amar Fu.
Congratulations.
Siti Asia binti Abdul Rahman. Nuramira binti Abdul Wahab. Sahirina Hafiza binti Ahmad Salim. Liani binti Ali Shastri. Anis Insira binti Hamdan. Nabila binti Hasbullah. Nia Asik binti Ishaq. Nurul Atira binti Karul Anhar Holder.
Congratulations. Well done. Thank you.
Amira Nadia Lukman.
Congratulations.
Nurul Nadia binti Mafloods. Nurul Amira Mohammed. Atika binti Mohammed Halim. Nurada binti Redzwan. Anati binti Sulkifli. Soon Wei Lu. Swin Win Ing. Yi Kun Si. Yong Chin Tan. Mr. Vice Chancellor.
Dr. Jones, Director of Medical Studies in the School of Medical Education, will now lead the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery graduates in declaring their commitment to a code of good medical practice. Medical graduates, will you please stand?
Okay, graduates, are you ready? Repeat after me. I do solemnly declare that as a Doctor of Medicine from Newcastle University, I will exercise my profession to the best of my knowledge and ability for the good of all persons.
I do solemnly declare that as a Doctor of Medicine from Newcastle University, I will exercise my profession to the best of my knowledge and ability for the good of all persons.
I will make the care of my patients my first concern.
I will make the care of my patients my first concern.
Keep my professional knowledge up to date and recognise the limits of my professional competence.
Keep my professional knowledge up to date and recognize the limits of my professional competence.
I will treat every patient politely with respect and dignity.
I will treat every patient politely with respect and dignity.
I will treat my patients considerately, respect their views, provide them with information, and involve them in decisions about their care.
I will treat my patients considerately, respect their views, provide them with information, and involve them in decisions about their care.
I will work with colleagues in the healthcare professions in ways that best serve my patients' interests.
I will work with colleagues in the healthcare professions in ways that best serve my patients' interests.
I will respect and aid those learning to acquire skills and competencies for the care of patients.
I will respect and aid those learning to acquire skills and competencies for the care of patients.
I will be honest and trustworthy, respect and protect confidential information, ensure that my personal beliefs do not prejudice my patients' care, act quickly to protect my patients from risk, and will not abuse my position as a doctor.
I will be honest and trustworthy, respect and protect confidential information, ensure that my personal beliefs do not prejudice my patients' care, act quickly to protect my patients from risk, and will not abuse my position as a doctor.
In all these matters, I will never discriminate unfairly against my patients or colleagues.
In all these matters, I will never discriminate unfairly against my patients or colleagues.
I will hold in due regard the honourable obligations of the medical profession, doing nothing inconsistent therewith.
I will hold in due regard the honourable obligations of the medical profession, doing nothing inconsistent therewith.
Above all, I dedicate my professional life to the service of those entrusted to my care.
Above all, I dedicate my professional life to the service of those entrusted to my care.
Thank you. Please take a seat.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, Professor Reg Jordan prays leave to present candidates who are qualified to proceed to degrees in the Faculty of Medical Sciences.
Professor Jordan.
Mr. Vice Chancellor. I present to you candidates to be admitted to the degree of Master of Research in the Faculty of Medical Sciences.
By the authority of the University, I admit these candidates to the degrees for which they are now qualified.
The following graduate is presented for the degree of Master of Research in Aging and Health. Dina Ramatika. The following graduates are presented for the degree of Master of Research in Cancer. Belinda Jalibia Mertani. Noeulis Pujisastuti.
Oh dear. It's the shoes.
Noeulis Pujiastuti Nahadiyata. Marita Satya Paramita. Magdalena Risadi Goey. Stephanie Senna. The following graduate is presented for the degree of Master of Research in Diabetes. Sophiana Goya Soderman. The following graduates are presented for the degree of Master of Research in Stem Cells and Regenerative Medicine. Mohammed Shafiq Advani. Alexandra. Janisa Amanda Sandiarami Rini Kamayana. Maharani Pradnya Paramita Paramita. Jason Anthony Wibowo. The following graduate is presented for the degree of Master of Research in Transplantation. Dayashati Ramadani Mardiasmo. Johnson. I'm now delighted to introduce Dr. Robert Tiho, who will present 4 of our continuing students and 1 of our graduates with prizes for their outstanding performance in the last academic year. The following student is presented with a Stage 1 TMTO prize, Sei Hao Liao. The following student is presented with the Stage 2 TM prize, Pei Shan Lim. The following student is presented with the Stage 3 TMTO prize, Lau. The following student is presented The following student is presented with the Stage 4 TMTO prize, Juzete. The following student is presented with the Stage 4 SSC Poster Prize, Nazatil Sayazwina Mat Jalaluddin. The following graduate is presented with the Stage 5 TMTO Prize and the Walton Prize, Yi Kun Si. It gives me great pleasure today to have this opportunity to express the gratitude of not only the University of Newcastle, but also of NewMed, to Robert Teo and his wife Trish, for their generosity and long-standing support. Robert and I go back a long way, sometimes we think probably too long, to the time when we were contemporaries during our undergraduate studies in Newcastle. And personally, today is very important because I wish to take this opportunity to thank Robert for his friendship, his wisdom and advice, particularly during the development of our campus here in Malaysia. His generosity in gifting to NewMed of the Teo prizes, which you've seen awarded today, is just one example of this. As Robert and I were talking last night, I remember it is also fitting that Robert presented the Walton Prize to our top graduate today, for it was Lord Walton who inspired him to pursue his own career in neurology at his time in Newcastle. So may I ask you all now to join me in expressing our sincere thanks to Robert and Tricia for all they've done for us. Thank you very much. Before the proceedings are brought to a close, I'm delighted to introduce our student orator, Yi Kun Si, who you've seen already being awarded the prizes today. So Yi Kun will address the congregation on behalf of the graduates celebrating their success today.
Graduates, guests, and esteemed scholars of Newcastle University, I bid you all good afternoon. My name is Yi Kun, and I'm a member of the class 2015. Our journey began in the United Kingdom in 2010, and our path took us through ups and downs as we began to adapt to a culture and environment far different from the familiarity of our homeland. We shed tears, some of joy and some of sadness, and through it all, we learned, improved, and adapted ourselves. This journey would have been impossible without those who walked with us, guided us, and also given sacrificially for us. The lion's share of our gratitude goes out to those individuals who have supported us through all these challenging years: our parents, our siblings, our significant others and spouses, our benefactors, and our dearest friends. We have all lost count on the number of times we left your calls and messages unanswered in the rush of exam preparations, as we huddled in front of the computers watching the same OSCE practical video over and over, or desperately rifling through an ever-growing pile of textbooks. Many times, the pressure of incessant assignments and exams have pushed us to the brink, transforming us into night creatures surviving on instant noodles and Red Bull. You endured us at our very worst, where we were most tired, angry, and frustrated. You tolerated our curt responses, yet you graciously listened to our complaints and endless worries, never failing to be there for us when we needed a firm shoulder to lean on. For my classmates and I, it has been your love and patience that have inspired us to give our best in everything that we do. They say it takes two to tango, and as much as doctors help to heal their patients, the patients have helped us as well in our development towards becoming doctors. As such, the next group of people I would like to thank is our patients. I will always remember the kindness of a lady being treated for heart disease. As medical students, we are eager to talk to her and to examine her as she has good physical findings which are essential for our learning. When we went to approach her to ask for her consent, we were convinced that she would probably decline as she has been through numerous examinations. She instead told us that she did not mind students as she understood that we needed to learn and that she had an interesting case. All she asked in return was for us to be good doctors, to always be kind to our patients, and to be humble in our profession. I was touched and humbled by her sincerity and contribution to our education, yet she was only one of the vast number of patients whom we have encountered who gave us so much despite their illness. The class of 2015 is eternally grateful to each and every one of our patients, and as doctors, we will never forget the lessons you have taught us. Of course, my classmates and I would not be here today without the dedication, commitment, and the passion of our faculty. We are eternally indebted to you, not only for imparting your knowledge and experience on us, but for your unwavering support and continuous encouragement. Our time in medical school was not without difficulty and challenges. Despite the patience and reassurance of our lecturers, there were times when we wept. We cried when we felt that we have not lived up to the expectations of our parents, lecturers, but most of all ourselves. You understood us well, you knew what we were going through, and you were always there to provide a word or two of strength. You went beyond your duties as lecturers. You became our counselors, our mentors, and our role models. We hope that in emulating you, we will eventually become great clinicians and teachers ourselves. To you, we owe our deepest gratitude. Special mention to various organizations and individuals who made financial contributions to the university. I would also like to thank Dr. Robert Teo, who has supported the university by providing the TM Teo Prize, which is awarded to the top students in each year cohort. Truly, the contribution have supported many in our journey and lightens our burdens. So thank you. My final and paramount tribute has to be to thank our Almighty God, for without Him, all of this would not have been possible for me. Our class of 2015 has been through countless adversities. Having studied in the UK, we struggled with the transition to a Malaysian clinical environment in third year. We were all shocked by the workload. We were expected to clerk patients, present cases, and formulate diagnoses all within the first week. To make things even more challenging, several of us faced personal problems during this time: sick family members, financial difficulties, and burnout. And yet, here we are today, the second graduate batch of Newcastle University. The past 5 years at Newcastle University has molded us into better individuals. We learned to persevere during difficult times, working together as a team, to empathize with the people that we serve, and never to neglect the communication skills, ethical principles, and law that constituted the human side of medicine. Through our student-selected electives, we made use of valuable opportunities to expose ourselves to a variety of medical specialties. Our working relationships with our lecturers have grown stronger over the years, and they in turn have benefited from the feedback that we gave on the curriculum. This has facilitated many important changes to benefit future students. Adversity is like a grindstone. It can either grind you down to nothing or polish and reveal the shine in you. I hope that we will take this attitude and hold it close as we step forth into our housemanship training. Lest we forget, the opportunity to serve people in need is an honor and a privilege. Mish Elvam, the author of Tuesdays with Maury, wrote, "So many people walk around with a meaningless life. They seem half asleep, even when they're busy doing things they think are important. This is because they are chasing the wrong things. the way you get meaning into your life is to devote yourself to loving others, devote yourself to the community around you, and devote yourself to creating something that gives you a purpose and meaning. Graduation marks the end of our journey as medical students, but a new beginning of a next chapter of our lives. May our future endeavors be blessed, and though the road is long, I hope that we will appreciate the success that we find along the way and treasure those who have made it possible for us. Someday in the future, may we meet again with families of our own, enriched by our experiences, and share our journeys with each other. Until then, I bid you all the best that life can bring. Thank you very much.
Will you please stand?
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the formal proceedings, and the celebrations can now begin. I hereby declare that this congregation is now dissolved.